Wait on you, Chad.
Just bringing it down. I thought we were testing the mics.
Yeah, we're good now. We're good.
Oh, I didn't know that. You didn't give me the green light.
That's why I said we're waiting on you.
Oh, sorry.
I hate coming here.
Welcome back to another episode of Enter the Nerdom. I'm here with
Stan Warncini,
Watson Bradshaw.
And I am obviously Chad Cook, as Dan Mason likes to hear every day. Dan?
Yes, I am the special surprise guest, Dan Mason, back like a vertebrae for round 2.
He said that he loves coming here.
We already went through our circle of friends in 7 episodes.
Well, it's funny. His episode is like the second most listened to one, so you're very popular.
Right.
There you go.
I think it's his 1,000 followers on Instagram.
There's at least 1.5.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
That's probably not true.
It's more than what I've got. It's more than what I've got.
Well, we all know it's more than Chad.
More than everybody.
Definitely more than Chad.
Obviously.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Stop.
We made that clear on the last episode.
Hey, I didn't know you guys were named Brutus. Just stabbing me in the back. That's what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. So, welcome everybody. We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight, so we're just gonna go through it real quick.
Yeah.
Dan and I went to WrestleMania.
Speaking of Brutus,
the barber beefcake.
Yeah. Speaking of beefcakes, let's talk about them hunky boys.
Talk about those sweaty men doing sweaty things.
Big men slapping man meat. WrestleMania, baby. 39. Took place at the
SoFi?
The SoFi Stadium.
Right. You guys went on Sunday night?
Sunday night.
So you didn't go Saturday, which was what I heard the good night to go.
Well, when we went night 2, and the event was incredible. Mm-hmm. It did not have... So, spoilers for WrestleMania 39, night 2, if you guys haven't seen. But it did not go the way that the storyline was sort of projecting it would, with Cody Rhodes taking the title. Yeah. That was very much a surprise to everyone in the stadium.
Yeah.
But I will say this. When you're watching wrestling on TV, you pick who you like and who you dislike, and then you root or boo for them just regardless of whatever.
Nice segue. That's a good segue, Sam.
And then
I'm upset Cody Rhodes win.
Yeah, apparently. But you have your people that you cheer or boo. But like when I was there, everyone, even like the people I hated, were doing so good that I was just cheering like everybody on, even the assholes. Do you need a minute, Stan?
I was so excited that the water went down the wrong tube.
We could always pause.
Yeah, we could pause if you need it.
But how was it? This was your first WrestleMania, no?
Yes.
So how was the experience? Were you excited all the way through the trip there, and then them letting you in, and then you're taking your seat? Like, did it never die down for you, or were you kind of like, oh, we've been here a while? Or
so, okay, to get a little personal, I struggle with very bad anxiety, and with this event, all the way to the lead up was stressing me out so badly as far as like parking, the large amount of people.
Yeah. 80,000 people. By the way. 80,000. It's the highest number they've had at SoFi Stadium.
Mm-hmm. And they don't have much parking around there.
No, it's
and streets to get in.
Yeah, it's really badly designed for, they took years setting it all up, but yeah, those streets are not built for that kind of the
entire neighborhood isn't. It's just an old neighborhood.
Yeah. And even with you have the Forum right there, the Inglewood Forum, which is used to doing concerts and everything, but they still couldn't figure out how to do it better, I guess.
Yeah, but we got there early. Mm-hmm. We had a great time. We met up with our friends James and Chelsea and got to chat with them. And I was having so much fun that my anxiety would actually subside.
Wow, nice.
And also, I've been practicing mindfulness, which I'll get into some other time. Mm-hmm. But I was really like focusing on the moment and not thinking about what's coming down the line.
Oh, that's good.
And that really helped me like plant my feet and just like not look at my phone, not do this, not do that, but actually take in what was going on in the event, in the ring. And instead of seeing the crowd as people like I had to struggle against to get a good show for myself, they were part of the show. They were fun to cheer with, and like it was they made my experience better.
Yeah.
So I didn't see them as a threat, which I usually do with crowds. And from start to finish, I was just grinning ear to ear. And yeah, Stan invited me. We had great seats.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
Yeah, I'm sure we got called first, and then we obviously were
Didn't
too
he invite
busy.
you guys?
I
didn't
I
take
explained
also
this. I explained
that-
this last time that I only knew 3 major wrestling fans. One was already going to it. The other was Dan and Danny.
Yeah.
And then Watson's like, "Well, I'm a wrestling fan too." And I was like, "God damn it! Well, I didn't know."
No. Closeted wrestling fan. It's okay.
Yeah.
What was the anxiety about? Like, do you know? Like, I know you have general anxiety, but like, what was it about this event in particular? Was it like you told me that you thought we're going to be just waiting forever to get in and out, right?
Well,
as far as parking goes.
I mean, if we want to get into a talk about anxiety, like, so my general anxiety happens over nothing. It's the chemicals in my brain will tell me to panic about something before my mind tells me what's going on. So my body will go into a fight or flight, and then my brain will try to catch up and say, well, okay, what are we panicking about? Is it that? Is it this? Is it that? What are you panicking about?
Right.
So like, it's just like a chemical imbalance. So I would wake up. I told Stan this. I woke up at 4 a.m. one night, sweating because I was like, we don't have parking.
I didn't know
What are we
whether or
gonna
not you were kidding. I was
No,
like, is he kidding?
I had to speak to my therapist about it. But like before, like I took on some exercises to work through it. I woke up at 4 a.m. and I had to buy parking right there on the spot because I was just like, I couldn't sleep thinking about being gridlocked
Yeah. I
in a
get that.
car. And I was like, ultimately, I don't care about that. And like, if Stan and I were trapped in a car for a few hours, like stuck, and we missed some of the show, or fine. It's like, it wouldn't have killed me, but my brain was telling me something before like my thoughts could catch up.
I totally get that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Makes
like where
sense.
my general anxiety has been, but I've been working through it. And I think for anyone who has stigma about anxiety, get treatment, get medicine if you need to, because it's not fun to live with.
No.
And I think everyone deals with it in a certain manner, but it's something.
And I feel, I'm sorry to
No.
drop in, but I feel like a lot of people think they have to live with it. Like, oh no, this is my burden. And it's like, no, it's not. There's definitely ways to get treatment, and it's totally fine. Like it's it's make your life, it's, you'll feel such a weight lifted if you just go get done. And it's, you don't have to live with it.
Yeah.
right.
And the anxiety that you're talking about kind of reminds me of the nights when you can see John Cena on, no.
You are the worst at segues.
That was your segue.
We had like this very deep emotional talk about anxiety, but he had to hear how fucking Austin Theory beat John Cena.
Yeah.
He just had to hear how that went.
That was
yeah, it
night
was
one,
fun,
and that was
Chad.
night one, by the way.
That was not. Oh, sorry. I didn't know WrestleMania is
Well,
two
and
nights.
that's-
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Jeez, sorry.
It was Saturday and Sunday. Did you guys keep track of night one at all? Did you watch that or see the highlight reels?
I watched it at our friend's
Yeah, I
house.
watched it prior to
Awesome.
well, I watched that Saturday night. Yeah.
Yeah. I do feel like it was the better of the two nights. The Logan Paul, Seth Rollins fight was excellent. The Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was a great show.
Yeah, that was a good match. Yeah.
From what I heard, people that were there, like after that fight, did not leave the stadium. People
Really?
were partying in the stadium.
Wow.
Like there
Yeah.
was so much people elated with the ending of that storyline.
I don't really know that much. I don't follow wrestling as much anymore.
Yeah.
And I only went to this because a friend of mine was supposed to go, and then he couldn't make it, so he gave me the tickets. And so, but I watched that the first night. I watched Ricochet
Yeah.
in this match. Holy shit, that guy's great, man.
He's fantastic.
I was
He
like,
started
man, this
with
guy's great.
at Lucha Underground here in LA.
Oh, cool.
Makes sense.
And he's
very acrobatic. It
amazing.
makes sense.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
really
Is he
great.
actually Rey Mysterio's son, or is that just
No,
No,
Dominic.
You're
is.
thinking
Oh, Dominic. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Which they had a father-son match at WrestleMania.
Sponsored by Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Sir.
That is
Yes.
not a joke.
Nope.
That is not a joke.
Yeah.
For the family abuse story,
Yeah.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch
Which
provided.
ends with the son getting whipped by a belt.
Yeah.
Well, how do you think they get those swirls into those, little squares?
You gotta beat it.
You gotta beat it into the. Really? No.
Great. Now Cinnamon Toast Crunch isn't going to sponsor your show.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That was a joke.
Sorry, Mr. Kellogg.
Yeah.
or General Mills, I forget.
But like they had on the side of the ring, they had like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch logo with the little
That's amazing.
with a dancing like mascot of the cinnamon square.
Nice.
As like this dad's about to beat his son. I was like, now this is a goofy wrestling I love.
Yeah.
That's a commercial I want to see.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah,
Just-
why not?
Yeah, them
Just-
at the family table, you know.
You hear the crunch of the cereal as you hear yelling in the background. Why the milk? You can't even make
Brought to you
And
by
just-
Cinnamon Toast
Cinnamon
Crunch.
Toast
The crunch you can taste.
It's just the camera just it's on the cinnamon toast crunch
Yeah.
bowl in the background.
Yeah.
Just like,
Shadows going back and forth like
Little
it's the
blood
Pirates of the
splatter on the
Caribbean.
box.
glass shattered.
Yeah.
And this is your first time. This is my first time at a wrestling event ever.
Mm-hmm.
First time at
a good
WrestleMania.
So like I never in my life thought I'd go to a WrestleMania because it's the Super Bowl of
Yeah.
wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who knew?
And I just the last time I went was when I was like it was like 98 or something. It was Mankind. He won the WWF Championship.
Was it Raw or was
It was Raw.
Oh, it was Raw.
So he was one of my favorite wrestlers, and I
Yeah.
was like, well, he's not going to win because it's Raw.
Yeah.
And he's fighting The Rock, I think. It was The Rock.
Yeah.
I was like, well, he's not going to win because he can't.
Right, he
No.
was the ultimate underdog
He
at
was,
that
Yeah.
point.
he was the ultimate underdog.
Just a slobbish dude.
was this when Rock was still the heel, like the
Ye-
corporate champion?
for sure.
Nation
during
of
this
Domination
match, yeah.
reign.
Yeah.
He was
Okay.
definitely like the heel in this match.
Oh, okay.
Because the stadium erupted.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I still can't hear in my ear. But like, I just always wanted to go to a WrestleMania because all the live shows will have stories and segments built in, but not a lot of wrestling.
Yeah,
you'll
it's
get
a
a
lot of
little taste.
promos, a lot of teas. Yeah,
Absolutely. So to see a night where it's like all the storylines over the year are coming to a head right here, and you get to see the actual fighting. I was like, this is so amazing. I've never had an experience like this. And now like I have just been devouring like my experience. And because of that, and like to get off the anxiety thing, but like because of that, I've reached out to do more things because I was like, well, if my anxiety can handle WrestleMania, what else can it handle?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, well,
It's
that's
a-
good, man.
it's
Yeah,
yeah. It's
That's
a good
awesome.
place to really step up and try out because that was a lot,
Right?
big crowd. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you had a good time.
It was
Yeah.
so good. Thanks,
Who was,
Dan.
of course. Who was the wrestler that you wanted to see the most? Like you were most excited for, particularly on night 2.
Asuka.
That was that was
Asuka,
Yeah.
she
she was
so good.
versus Bianca Blair
Yes.
for the title.
Bianca Belair is
Like-
probably one of the most amazing women wrestlers
ever. Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, she's really good.
She can lift people like they're paper. She's shorter, but she's so strong. Like it's incredible the moves she can do, her character work,
Yeah,
everything she does is so amazing. And like when I was watching her fight Asuka, who I love Asuka, I just had to cheer them both on because I was just like, and I did that for a lot of matches, even with
Right.
the heels. I was like, this is just a good match.
right,
There was no sleeper matches.
right.
Yeah.
The one who fought Asuka, what was her name again?
Bianca Belair.
Oh, okay. For a second, I thought she was like Ric Flair's daughter, the heir part.
No, Charlotte Flair fought the night before though.
Oh, she did. Oh,
She
okay.
did.
okay.
She fought against
Rhea
Rhea
Ripley.
Ripley.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
And wasn't Asuka on hiatus like for a while, and then she came back?
She was. She came back for the Rumble, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yep.
And she had like her old look sort of remodified.
Yeah.
And
Did she come out in the tank, or was that another year?
No,
that was
I
a
think that was
different
a different
year.
year. Yeah.
But I definitely thought they were ramping her up to something. But because there was no hype before this fight, I was like, well, I don't think they're going to do anything with this. And it's funny because at a certain age, you start thinking of bigger picture behind the scenes reasons for why matches will happen.
Yeah.
As opposed to like when you're a kid and you're like, well, I like this guy. I want him to win. And
Right.
like you have no clue how like 4D chess
Yeah.
everything is going on in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love wrestling, man. It's so goofy and it's so dramatic and it's
Yeah.
like it's just such great storytelling when it wants to be that man.
Stan, did you have a favorite match or?
I mean, I I was interested in seeing more John Cena the night before because he's the wrestler that I knew when I was like more interested in wrestling back in the day.
Right.
You know, the second night there was a couple ones like I was interested in the Cody Rhodes because everybody had been pumping it up so much.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that much. I don't know much about him, you know. But I was like, okay, that sounds really interesting. I want to see how it goes between these two, and it didn't disappoint. I mean, I didn't have a particular match I was looking forward to, but I just wanted to experience more than anything. I wanted to see how the crowd would get me into the wrestling itself, and because I've heard that before, like, well, it's a lot of it has to do with the crowd, getting into it, and then you get it, and which is true. And I was like, as soon as when they would go, oh, I'd be like, oh, and you know, and people would cheer, and I'd cheer too. It was great. So. I was really more about the experience and just getting to, because I've never been to an actual like live wrestling match ever, and then I go right to WrestleMania. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. There were some great belts that we were both like tempted to get.
Oh, for sale,
like
for sale.
Oh,
yeah. So they had like these little $20 ones that were like kind of like for like kids, and they're kind of like made out of cardboard or whatever.
But we're adults with adult money.
With adult money, right? Yeah. So but then they had these like actual like legitimate like.
Like 1-for-1 replicas. Yeah.
Beautiful belts, man. And the cheapest ones were like $400. I think the one you wanted to pick up the Eagle one.
I wanted the 90s
right?
winged Eagle belt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
It was awesome.
I want that one too.
The one you remember like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels rocking back in the day.
So there was an
The
entire,
heavyweight
we
title.
went to the store itself because we wanted to get the jerseys. We got these like WrestleMania, because both Dan and I were like, well, okay, we're at WrestleMania. It's a one-time thing. It's got the LA stuff all over it, which is what I really wanted to get that, right?
Yeah.
So we went to this, they had like a trailer set up outside, and they were out of these jerseys that say like WrestleMania 39 on it. It's got the LA logo. And these
on
like,
the shirt.
yeah, I should have worn it, right? Yeah.
Rare
We'll take a
that we-
picture of it.
Yeah.
So
but
whenever of us to say put on the shirt,
Yeah.
we say that to each other. Relax. And so, but they were out of the jerseys, so we went inside to the actual main store, got the jerseys, and then they have you like they funnel you like up the stairs so you can like pay for shit. And then they had like an actual like belt like display back there where you could buy belts. And I was like, yeah, the belts are cool. I'm not gonna spend $400 for one. And then I saw this LA style WrestleMania belt, which was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. It was all blue. It had the LA Dodgers logo on it. So it's like an LA Dodgers
And that's for this event.
only too.
Yeah,
and
that's a good piece of
I
memorabilia.
saw it, and it's like they had them up on the walls, but this one was right in the center, of course.
Yeah.
And I saw it, and I was like, I stopped in my tracks. I was like, holy shit, it's a gorgeous belt, man. If I was like really into wrestling, I definitely would have bought it. $600.
He bought it. He's wearing it right now.
Right now, I got it on my shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start soup planning all you guys in a minute.
Honestly, I saw the winged Eagle belt, and I was like, how much do I really value my marriage? Like,
Right.
Like, are we on the rocks? Is it almost over? Because like this is a good belt, you know.
He said the second I walk in my door, my wife's gonna ask me how much
Well, you
that
have
cost.
that
No,
on, some
and I'm-
Speedos, and then you're
She'll
set.
suplex you for the belt.
Stan and I had a plan.
Right.
Oh, yeah?
I was going to buy Stan his belt, and he was going to buy me my belt. So she said, "How much did you spend on
Right.
that?" I'd say, "Stan bought me this."
Right.
Kind of like a throw my mother from the train test plot of the
It's
picture.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't believe it's called "Throw Your Mother from the Train."
No,
I think it's called Throw Mama from the Train.
Yeah.
Throw
With
your mother.
Billy
from the
Crystal
train.
and Danny DeVito, I think,
Danny
right?
DeVito, yeah.
Crisscross.
Chris. But I think at Frank and Sons there is a belt
There's
booth.
There's a wrestling
There's a belt
booth.
booth.
Yeah.
But I
So
mean,
maybe you might be able to
It was,
find.
I
I'm
was
sure I'll
just
be able to
caught
find
up in
it.
the hype. I mean, you
Well,
could-
yeah, no, of course. I mean,
like there was something about like being there at
Right.
that moment and also like SoFi Stadium is gorgeous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
It's like
stadium.
semi opened up, and it felt like I was.
is that what it
outside.
stands for? SoFi, semi-opened up.
Field?
Field. I don't know.
Somewhat.
I don't know.
Open,
I don't.
No,
somewhat open field
I
inside.
think SoFi is a bank or an
Oh, okay.
insurance
Yeah.
company, one of those. Yeah.
That's not a bank I've heard of. Whatever.
Yeah. Now bring it back to the crypto bank, baby.
This,
But,
this
I
podcast sponsored by SoFi.
Yeah.
Oh, so-
You can buy my NFT.
really.
Smash that like.
We get our own booth in the at the bleachers there. But do you guys have a favorite wrestler of all time? Like of from what you've known of wrestling?
Yes, let's just go
Favorite-
around. Everybody
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
Dan, guess first.
I have a few.
If you
All
had
right,
to
if
pick
you need
one.
a moment, we could go
Yeah.
to
Do
Watson.
Do I have to pick one?
All right, let's do top three for you.
Yeah,
But I
okay,
only have
go.
one. You know one.
Cactus Jack,
Okay,
Shawn Michaels,
Cactus Jack.
Undertaker.
nice.
Okay, that's good.
Watson.
Good. See, now he's a terrible wrestler.
I know you're gonna say you're gonna take mine.
Doink the clown, baby.
Doink the clown.
No, Ultimate Warrior was my guy.
Yeah.
Mine too.
He was like a vibe, as
Yeah,
the kids
yeah,
might
exactly.
say. You know,
like
he couldn't
but
wrestle for
you
shit.
rewatch those matches. Oh boy,
He's
like
so bad.
He's so bad,
and he's
Well,
like
c-
the quintessential like 80s 90s
Yeah.
wrestler. You know,
Yeah.
just so pumped up on shit.
Yeah,
You know?
But
Big
we
Boss Man. I always have a place in my
Big
heart for
Boss
Big
Man
Boss
is
Man.
great,
I
yeah.
dug that guy.
Yep.
That's crazy to hear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God,
I know.
Mr. Authority over here.
Yeah, right.
Seriously.
You narc on us.
Thin blue line.
Seriously.
Yeah, no.
Sergeant Slaughter over here.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
trying to think
Get him,
of,
Stan.
like-
Drag him, Stan. Take that, Watson. That'll teach you to like someone.
I like someone else that wasn't at the no. Yeah, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh yeah,
Great.
Brett.
He's
so
Bret
good.
Hart's so
He
good.
was so good.
My number one is Stone Cold, and then it's The Rock. But the feud between them was so chef's kiss. So it was just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so entertaining because I was a fan of the Attitude Era. So I want to add Macho Man, but I was late to the party and I didn't get the Macho Man.
But late Macho Man was good.
Late Macho
No,
Man.
he was
That's my
weird
guy.
with the sunglasses and the like.
Because he was like the Macho King.
I guess, but he didn't sound like he used to sound like in those promos that we watched.
He wasn't
like,
Bonesaw.
yeah, he was more Bonesaw than he was
Yeah.
Macho Man with the cream always rises to the top. You know,
He had
but
so much creamer in that interview.
So much cream. He just kept pulling out.
pulling it out.
I
have
think
no
I
idea
think
what I'm
Crafty
talking
was right
about.
next to him, and he
Yeah.
just grabbed a whole bunch.
YouTube Macho Man, cream of the crop, and
Yeah.
you'll
So
know
good.
how much creamer this
The cream
man.
of the crop.
Honestly,
Cream
people
of the
talk
crop.
about Macho Man's wrestling skills, but they never talk about his magical skills.
Yeah.
he was a great
Yeah.
sleight
His
of hand
sleight of
guy.
hand.
Yeah, he
yeah.
was. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's mine. Is Macho Man. I love
Macho
Macho
Man.
Man. Yeah. Yeah. Macho. I know. Obviously Hulk. When when I was younger.
The
Hulk
Mega
Hogan.
Powers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When then Hulk Hogan would be getting his ass whooped, and he would get his power from the Hulkamaniacs. I'd be in my living room like, yeah, and then he just start to come back. It was great.
I mean, as a kid, I'd always play, like, me and my cousins would always like fake wrestle and stuff, and we'd always do like Legion of Doom.
Yeah,
You know?
Doomsday
Doomsday Device.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was a good tag team.
I think Macho Man was always my favorite video game character. Because he always had the coolest outfits in the video
Right.
games. Like,
That's a good point.
yeah, like he always stood out, and his
Yeah.
music was so weird for like
Yeah,
what
it
he
was.
was.
I like playing as Mankind because just to do the Socko move to people. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, you're not going to escape from the sock. Go. Move.
Yeah, so WrestleMania was great. We had a friend of mine just happened to be a couple rows up, which is really really crazy. So I got to talk to him and his fiance.
And you throw him through a table.
and then I picked him up
Yeah.
and threw him through a table.
Nice.
And then,
Seen you, buddy.
yeah.
Oh, goddamn, he's
Yeah.
broken in half.
I just clotheslined him.
Oh, you son of a bitch! I hit him with a chair.
And so, is there anything else from WrestleMania that you like distinctly remember?
No,
As
man,
far as-
it was just like the overall sensation was
Yeah.
just very insane. And thank you for taking me.
Of course.
I'll never be able to pay that back. So don't
Except when that
expect it.
wrestler
We have it
pointed
now.
out to you and he's like, come on
Yeah,
up.
Hey, we need someone from the crowd to help me
Come
beat
on.
him up.
Is there a Dan Mason?
Yeah.
I'm Jim.
Seat number D46.
As I'm just waving him off, like I ate half a burrito. I can't do this.
You signed a
just hand you-
waiver when you bought
I'm
the
so
ticket.
bloated.
They just hand you a steel chair.
Oh,
Hit
dang. I said I'd never use one of these again.
We just need a guest rep.
I am a real American. Oh, God damn it, Dan Mason.
He's just running down.
Except I'm far enough back where I'm like climbing. I get lost in the venue. I'm just like, shit.
Half an hour goes by.
God, I'll be there. Do the next match. I'll be down.
Do you see Bad Bunny was at?
Yeah.
I don't know who
Oh.
that
He's,
is.
he's a huge wrestling
Yeah,
guy.
and they slammed him through the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's participated in a few matches and
Right.
stuff. Yeah, he's really into it. So
That's awesome.
Well, he's going to be Spider-Man villain.
El Muerte,
Muerte, yeah, for
That's
Sony.
right. That's
which
right.
is a wrestling character.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay.
So, but I'm like,
You ain't going nowhere.
I've never heard of the character, but I'm just
Apparently,
like,
he's only in like 2 comics.
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Very good, Sony. Very good idea.
They're just scraping that barrel.
Yep. I'm sure it'll be fine.
There's plenty other villains you could grab, but
Right.
Muerte is.
No, we're fine.
Yeah.
No, we'll be all right. It'll be all
Yeah.
right. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. And then all of us went to go see Super Mario Brothers.
Oh,
right.
yes. What?
Whoa. What do you guys think of it? We all went to go see it pretty much as a group. Dan was supposed to join us and then told us to fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
Cool.
told us.
He even told one of our friends to buy a ticket and then flaked on him.
He threw a red shell at
And
him.
then right now Dan is looking very pissed at us because we've gone over and over with this.
I'm not going to explain what happened.
We'll post on Instagram. We'll post the screenshots of the conversation
of him
So-
agreeing to buy a ticket.
I am curious what everyone thinks of the movie. I would like to say the most outrage I got was the reviews.
Oh yes.
What happened there? I don't know. Yeah.
So the crowd reviews were like 98%. The
Yep.
audience loves this movie, which I personally did too. And then I pulled up a review on my Instagram. I forgot what it said, but it was like
Oh, it was
Critic reviews are like at 50%.
dispiritingly wrote. Right.
it was dispiritingly wrote. The Mario movie from Illumination, the same guy that do the farting yellow jelly beans, said this movie was dispiritingly wrote. Dispiritingly wrote.
Dispiritingly-
I was like, this movie wasn't for you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
back
it's
up?
back now.
It's
Yeah,
back now. Yeah.
Came
So it's
back.
at 57% for the whatever critic
Critics.
score, whatever, and then the audience score is at 96.
But if you look
which
at all
makes
the
it
critic
still-
reviews, they're all like, "Oh, the story was weak," and
Yeah.
like I was like, "What did you think was going to happen?"
Yeah.
someone mentioned it's like a bunch of people who've never played the game reviewed
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like that's probably what happened.
Well, I think it's that, but also like I don't think Rotten Tomatoes should have a critics, section. I think it should just
Absolutely.
be all the audience. That's
Right.
That's the only thing that matters.
That's absolutely the case. Yeah.
But I mean, no, like the movie, obviously it has references. Some I even missed because like I'm not, familiar with everything Mario, but
Get
some
'em.
I got, but I didn't feel like they were thrown in my face. Like a lot of critics were saying it's like, oh, it's just a bunch of references thrown. Not really.
I feel for Illumination, it was very restrained.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I think
yes.
for that, because I even getting in line and knowing the history with that company, I go, okay, we're gonna have at least 2 fart jokes.
Yeah.
There wasn't.
No fart jokes.
No fart.
fart
I was
jokes.
waiting for it. I was waiting.
I
For
know.
Not that I'm against farts.
No.
Farts are funny.
Hey,
Farts are funny.
Say what you want about Shad Cook.
And you have.
Not
He
against
loves
farts.
the farts.
Not against farts.
He loves
That's
huffing them.
my 2024 slogan.
Yeah.
Not against farts.
Shad Cook. I love Huffing's farts.
What did you guys
Why
think?
is his Bumble account not getting any hits?
But guys, like that
It's just him
movie,
sniffing them. That's all your pictures. Just,
Yeah, just snipping a jar.
how do you take literally this character that like it's an Italian plumber from
Yeah.
Brooklyn
Yep.
gets sucked into a different world and fights giant turtles. How do you make
know?
that into a full-length movie that's interesting after 30 something years of
Yeah.
storytelling? They did an amazing job and gave well, okay.
I've got things to say, but
They did better than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
but
Oh, yeah.
It was short.
Yep.
I was entertained.
90 minutes
and
in
they
and out.
they scratched like all the itches of like a fan.
Yeah.
You know, like it was. They gave me every like, oh, that's from this game. That's from
Yeah.
this move. That's from this. Like,
Well, that's where I think they went off the rails a bit because I really liked the Sonic movies, and I know you do.
yeah,
I don't,
nasty
need, to, I
like
don't need
that.
to twist your arm on that one, but I think that what they did really smartly with that was the first movie was you set up the world, you set up Sonic, you set up Robotnik, and then you go, okay, everything else can chill till the next one. I feel
'Cause
like
they went balls to the wall in that
they-
second one.
Yeah, they did.
had fun with
and
it.
they did. I feel like with Mario Brothers, they didn't know if they were gonna get a sequel, so they were like, let's just throw everything at
Right.
this. So you had, Donkey Kong showing up. You had a Mario Kart moment, which didn't need to be in there. Like the like you didn't need to go for the like. What was Donkey Kong really doing there, other than
Promoting his movie.
right
Yeah.
and taking up time that we could have had. Yeah, but
Well, but you needed.
it's sacrifice time from Luigi, though. I feel like Luigi's barely in the movie. He's in for like
Yeah.
2 minutes.
True.
He's gone, and then he's back at the end.
But they needed someone to save, and they couldn't just
They weren't
do the
gonna do
typical
Peach.
princess route.
I know. I guess they're not going to save the princess, but even like
And then you set
her
up a Luigi's
story-
Mansion type story too.
yeah. But even like her story, like her and Mario meeting is so abruptly. It's so quick. It's just like, hey, my brother's missing. Well, let's go. It's like there's no real. I mean, I'm not saying like you need deep character development in these films. They're kids films. I get it. But I look back, I think about the 90s Mario movie and how they do establish characters, like Daisy in that one, I believe.
Yeah.
And her relationship with Luigi in that. And I go like, we could have had something, a little something, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. But at the same time, I think if they did give it a meaty story, I would have been bored because it probably would have been so generic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I thought what they were going to do for a second was we kind of saw Luigi go into like the Luigi's, mansion kind of story, right? For a second. So I thought what they're going to do for a second, I was like, wow, are they going to give, this is it? Like Luigi, we're not going to see Luigi for the rest of the movie. And then we're going to continue with this. And like Mario's, I have to find my brother, and then when that ends, I guess Mario, so the next movie is going to be Luigi trying to get out of that mansion.
Right.
Right. And then they're going to link up in the third movie, or that you're going to see half of the movie be Mario's story and half is going to be Luigi trying to get out, and they get out. They end up in the same location at the end of the movie.
That whole bathroom
That's what
scene
I
was
thought.
foreshadowing the end fight.
Oh, yeah.
Shot for shot.
Exactly.
I think, though, if they did that jumping back and forth, and if they made it too story-heavy, kids, because it was mainly thrown to kids. Like
It's a kid's film.
That comment is so dispiritingly rote.
Very rote.
So rote.
Oh, man.
She listens to this podcast. She's like, aw, I worked hard on that
Hey,
one.
lady, you suck.
You made me look up dispiritingly rote.
But no, like I thought the movie was so fun. Like I didn't have to really think about anything. It was just like enjoy the ride.
Oh, yeah.
I mean the main reason why I didn't have a problem with Donkey Kong showing up is like, okay, they need his army, because what are they going to attack Bowser's people with a bunch of Toad people? I mean, that's not.
Well, they didn't even use the army though.
Yeah.
I mean, well, they got taken out.
Taken out
so
of the bridge.
That's true. That is true.
You didn't need that.
That is true.
But it gave us the DK rap.
It
Yeah.
did.
Duh.
It did.
Duh.
It did. But
So many
well,
yes,
and
I did love the nostalgia of
and
it, for
I like
sure.
how the use of the road was more of as travel and not like an actual race. Because I thought the race, if it was a race, it would have been like, no, this doesn't need.
They didn't say like, okay, we're gonna race to save them.
Yeah.
It was like, no, they got ambushed on their way to.
Yeah, it was like a shortcut to
I guess
another.
it was because I was like, they made it there without going on the road.
no, but like they because
they
they,
were like-
got knocked off the road.
That was
from,
their shortcut to
yeah.
get there.
That was their shortcut, and then
It was supposed to be the path no one knew about.
yeah, but Bowser knew about it, and he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, they think they're gonna sneak up on me."
Which, by the way, Jack Black is
He
Bowser.
did
I-
great.
yeah.
The casting of this whole film, I think, was great.
It was good.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
yes, I
Yeah,
was
Chad, what
surprised.
did you think, dude?
I was.
'Cause you had an issue with.
Yeah, Chris Pratt and the like of them not using the original voice of Mario or at
They
least
had him in for a bit.
yes, and
Yeah.
they teased him and I was it was nice to see him too. I was like, oh, there he is.
Yeah.
But I initially was against it because like I felt Chris Pratt's just going to be Chris Pratt through the whole thing.
He was very milquetoast in this.
He was, but he also actually. There was an accent. It was like faint, but it was there.
A
It
little
wasn't
Brooklyn.
too abrasive. It was just like
If there was
it worked.
any more, it would have been distracting.
I mean, I think if you had a voice actor that was able to probably put a heavier accent and make it pleasant to hear, or fun to hear, it would have been cool. But this was just as good. I mean, especially for the kids, because they're not going to get like a New York accent and be like, "Hey, man, what's going?" And they'll be like, "Why is he?"
Yeah.
I don't understand. Because kids are dumb. Kids are dumb. And
That's what I gathered.
yeah, okay. Just making sure. I'm
But
just
not the kids listening
right.
to this
No,
podcast.
yeah, any kids
No, these
tuning
kids,
in.
No, these kids are smart.
You guys
They're
are smart. You're in the nerddom, okay?
That's right.
But
You're
not your
knighted.
stupid friends.
But no, I obviously, yeah, there were ways they could have gotten around without, adding too much of the world of Mario. But I think it did need to be a foundation to build off of, and we quickly passed through so many places that they could be like, oh, we've been here, sort of.
Right.
And so I think it just leaves it open, and it's like, I'm not going to think about it. It's like, was that there? I don't remember them passing through. It's like, oh, they zipped through somewhere, so.
If you want 90 minutes of fun,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, when I go into a Mario movie, I don't expect it to be heavy-handed adventure story.
No.
I hope that if they were to expand this into like Link and Zelda, and
Yeah.
I hope that they take a little more time to like get the meat on those stories.
Yeah.
But Mario's a jumping plumber turtle man. Like, I don't need a story. I just like I want to feel good for 90 minutes and then go back to my really shitty life.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be like Ransom, and he's just like, give me back my son.
Yeah.
But instead, my son, it's my brother.
Yes.
And he's like, super, very dramatically,
Yeah.
Mel Gibson is Mario.
And
give me back my brother.
who wasn't singing Peaches on the way home?
Yeah,
I've been singing
yeah.
Peaches
And
for
Oh,
5
yeah.
days.
So
Yeah.
catchy.
It's been
Peaches,
Oh, see, now we're going to get
Yeah,
copyright
no,
strike.
yeah.
Right.
Because it
Good job.
sounded just like it.
Just like, yeah,
We
exactly.
just did enough. I think we were under the
Under
limit.
30 seconds, we're good.
It's actually 8 seconds.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So.
Oh, yeah.
I
And
think
no
that was
keeping
okay.
count.
But happy birthday is free to sing.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
If anyone still listened to this podcast after we sang a whole round of happy birthday, they get a prize.
that's
But
it.
my birthday's coming up, and Stan's birthday's coming
Hey!
Depending on when you listen to this, I guess.
up. Yeah, I mean,
boys.
yeah, depending, you could listen to it on our birthdays to be cool.
What was your favorite birthday present? Go.
Life, I guess, being born, that's
Wow.
pretty good.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
mine. Oh my god.
Too bad you
shit.
won't get that this year.
Oh, what?
Oh, and so all of a sudden it turns very.
I don't
dark
get
in
to
here.
wake up.
Sorry.
Oh, man, I used all my
You
lives.
used them all up.
Um,
You've been coasting on
It's
good
just-
luck and a prayer for so
Chad
long,
is just
Chad.
Puss in Boots, and he's on his
Yeah.
last life right now.
it's like, oh, shit. It's like I should have ate that blue mushroom, huh?
Yeah. No, you
Oh, wait,
should.
no,
That
blue
would've
is,
cooked you a lot
blue is-
earlier.
oh,
blue is the
blue.
shrink one. Sorry. What? Oh, green is the one up. They
Yeah.
didn't do a green one. I'm surprised.
No.
Because he didn't have extra lives.
Well, no, I thought we might have gotten that, like because he was losing at the end with the fight with Bowser, and I was
you
like,
thought
oh,
he was going to die and somebody
well,
would
yeah, and then
shove
like,
a mushroom in his
yeah,
mouth?
so he like somehow I don't know gets
That's
that
what
green
they had
mushroom.
Yeah.
the star for.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true too.
Did you hear that the original plan was? I don't know how credible this is, but apparently the original storyline they had was that Mario was going to be a complete dumbass, and then Daisy was going to have to kind of like save him constantly throughout the story and
I
pick
mean,
up
it
his
was
slack.
partially there,
Right. So, but Nintendo stepped in and was like, "No, you're not doing that. Like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is our property.
I mean, that's
he's
fair.
he's
Right.
gonna be the hero, and he's not gonna be a
But
total
I also,
dumbass."
I like what they did with Peach, too.
Yeah,
Because-
no.
No, I think she was great.
Well, it
Yeah.
reminded me of the second game because you could play all 4 characters,
Right.
right? Yeah. So that I was like, okay, we're just jumping to Super Mario 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doki Doki Panic.
Yeah, and we didn't meet Birdo.
Yeah.
I was hoping to see
Well, we
Birdo.
got to have a sequel somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, the Yoshi tease at the end.
I won money at my office for that. Because we
that was
all
your-
had a poll of like what would happen in the movie,
And
and I
then-
said the end credits they're gonna have a slow zoom in on Yoshi's egg, and it's gonna crack and turn fade to black.
And you know what I call that?
Wow.
I call that a Godzilla because we did that in
Yes.
1998.
Matthew Broderick did it best, baby.
Did it best, yes. The best Godzilla movie ever.
Puff
yeah.
Daddy sang that song.
Come with me.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Oh man.
We're definitely gonna copyright strike now. It's
Yeah.
one of the most popular songs ever
Because he
made.
sounded just like Puff Daddy.
Yeah. I'm so good.
Now, just kind of predicting where you think a sequel is going to go. Do you think Wario, Waluigi for the next one?
I was hoping it'd be Wario. Yeah.
I think it's going to go to Yoshi. It's going to be simple.
I was thinking it was
What do you
gonna
mean,
go
like getting
Galaxy.
Yoshi home or what?
Well, like, I guess since he's in the real world, for some reason, like, because at the end, we don't know if they exited an apartment or home in the world of Mario.
Right. You can't tell. I said this too. Like they're in the Mushroom Kingdom, but you can't
Yeah.
tell if they're going to work,
yeah.
if they're going back in the tunnel to,
Or to
go
go back-
home to
yeah.
New York, or if they're going just in a pipe to work around the Mushroom City.
Yeah. So, I
They
mean,
have a
I thought-
timeshare in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mushroom City.
well, I mean, for saving Mushroom Kingdom, they might get a little,
That was-
You get a little Mushroom Hut.
yeah.
That was Bowser's ultimate plan. To
Yeah.
But I mean, is there a property you would like to see next?
As far
From
as
Nintendo.
Yeah, if it wasn't going to be a Mario related, if it was going to be another Nintendo property.
Okay, Nintendo property.
a Nintendo property, huh?
I got one.
Yeah.
Banjo Kazooie.
Ooh. That is
That
a
would
good
be-
one.
Oh,
So
Banjo-Kazooie is
good.
good, yeah.
But okay, since they don't really talk in the game, would you want them would you want
Bill
them to
Farmer is Banjo,
Okay.
the voice of Goofy.
But they wouldn't hire a voice actor. They would hire
Oh, they would
an
hire
actor. So who
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah. Bring me pictures. Bring me pictures of Witchy Poo. Gruntilda.
I still want to see Captain N, the Game Master.
Captain N.
Yeah.
That one, I think that would be like down the line because obviously people only our age and older know Captain N. No, you know.
It'd be
No, I
it'd be
mean,
a
you could-
Smash Brothers movie.
Well, yeah,
at that point,
Smash
right?
Brothers movie. But I would love to see Star Fox. That one would be.
Star Fox would be
yeah,
good.
Star
That'd be a
would
really
be
good one.
excellent.
Your father helped me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and just all the
Do
lines from
they
the game.
do they get to talk like they do?
Yeah, they. Andros.
There is no way to save Slippy. There, I'm gonna say
I saved
it.
Slippy. So
No, you
Okay.
didn't.
Yeah,
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I
No,
went
you
through the
didn't.
Your
beeline
dreams.
No,
through
you
the
didn't, dude.
Coruscant or whatever.
No one saved Slippy. No,
Hey,
you
one
didn't.
I
saved
saved
Slippy.
Slippy.
No, you didn't.
Help me, Fox.
There's the T-shirt.
No one
I
saved
saved
Slippy.
Slippy.
I sleep.
Next
I
chat
saved
is
Slippy.
next chat is going to say that he beat Sub-Zero on Mortal Kombat. No, he
Yeah.
didn't. No, he
Well,
didn't.
which Mortal Kombat we're
The
talking
first
about?
one.
Oh yeah, no, I never beat the first
God,
one.
that's what I'm about to say. There's
Well,
no way.
actually,
Ghosty.
I cheated by just jump kicking everybody because
Yeah,
that's
obviously.
how you, that's how you
Bicycle
beat,
kick. Bicycle kick.
Yeah.
Bicycle
burp,
kick.
burp, burp, and that's how you beat Goro. Jump
Yeah.
kicks.
So
Oh my
there you go,
God.
So
kids.
there
If
you go.
you needed a hint.
Yeah.
If your Nintendo Power was looking soggy, you got Chad Cook.
Hey guys, you gotta grab your Sega Genesis and grab a cold beer because
I know you're.
Oh wait, wait, no.
I'm gonna start grooming kids.
I was talking about playing Mortal Kombat.
I mean, Legend of Zelda is ripe for an amazing
I don't-
adventure story.
Yeah.
But,
No,
but
yeah.
I don't know why I hadn't done
needs
it
to
yet.
be quiet. Because do you remember the cartoon, the
Yeah.
animated
Yeah.
series of?
Yeah.
When Link talked, he had that. They tried to make
Terrible.
him a cool '90s guy, like
Yeah.
"Excuse me,"
Yeah.
but he just sounded like the biggest jerk in
No,
the
they
world.
just well, it depends if you start him out young. He's got to be like a little kid, and then when he gets older, he just becomes more stoic, and then he's like, "Oh God, I gotta save." But then at some point, Zelda, she gets her powers as Sheik, or is it that the character?
Spoilers for Legend of Zelda.
Whoever plays Smash already knows. Okay,
Okay.
who already plays Smash already knows. All right.
Duck Hunt movie,
But
but they got to team up like Tom and Jerry.
oh yeah,
There's
yeah.
that horror doc.
I'll let you do it because you came up with the joke.
Oh, we were watching the beginning of Mario. There was a trailer for what was
Fly home or some
it?
duck
Migration.
Migration. That's what
We were watching the trailer for Migration, and the beginning is a bunch of ducks, and I was like, "Duck Huck, the movie."
And then I was excited. I was like, oh my God, if one of these ducks gets shot.
And you just hear the dog just.
This is the Natalie Portman one, is it? What are you talking about?
No, it's that animated.
It's Illumination. and-
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Because Natalie Portman did a movie back in the 90s.
With Jeff Daniels.
Yeah, when
Fly
she had to
Away
fly
Home.
away
Fly Away
home.
Home?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
what you're
geese,
talking about,
yeah.
that was a good geese impression.
Thanks,
Hey,
man.
I love that.
I do a great P Diddy and a great.
Do people listen to this show?
I don't think so.
Not anymore.
Your
Not
Goose
anymore.
Diddy is the
Not
best
anymore.
one.
Goose Diddy.
Goose Diddy.
Oh God.
Goose Diddy, go do it.
How long do you think until we get a Toe Jam and Earl movie?
Oh,
That's
I
not Nintendo
love-
property though.
It
That's a
doesn't matter.
Sega.
Oh,
baby.
okay.
so are we expanding beyond Nintendo?
Go ahead,
And be like,
expand,
okay,
expand,
all right.
yeah.
I do wish
just-
Sonic got this Mario treatment because I
a full CGI.
I know when
Sonic.
they do live action mixed
Yeah.
with CGI, it's to save money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they didn't know what Sonic would be when it first came out, especially when it got that huge pullback when
Yeah.
it was first
Yeah.
released. What he looked like, wonky Sonic, as I call him.
God.
First of all, if anyone listening to this can buy me the wonky Sonic doll that's out there, I'll give you kisses on the lips.
That'd
On the
be-
lips.
You heard it from Dan.
You
Dan
heard it
Mason.
live. Here's my address.
Yeah.
but
Just go
no, like-
knock at the door anytime of night.
Yeah.
I hope they gave like
With a Sonic doll.
Sonic Prime tried to do it, but they they mixed their storylines a bit to have more fun with it. I would like a real animated Sonic movie.
Well, what if they in the third one he goes to because like obviously the rings lead to different universes.
God,
Like
yes.
they can for
Oh,
some reason
that's a
be
good
pulled away from Earth, and
Take them back.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they didn't find Eggman's body right when the robot.
No, as morbid as that sounds.
Yeah,
There wasn't a whole scene at the end of the
Later,
movie where there's
haters.
just.
yeah.
Okay, Jim Carrey is peak Jim Carrey
Oh,
in
yeah.
Sonic
Yeah.
movies.
He's so
I'm
good.
sorry.
Yes, he is.
So good.
I am so happy that movie did well because
Yeah.
Sonic is probably my favorite character, besides maybe the Green Ranger. But to have like a successful thing said about Sonic the Hedgehog in 2022 or whatever is very uplifting.
Well, especially he had such like a decline of like it was, when it was Sonic and Mario go to the Olympics and stuff. You're like, oh, please stop. Like,
yeah, Sonic the Black Knight.
Yeah.
Sonic and the Secret Rings.
The
Werewolf Sonic.
Sonic
yeah.
Unleashed.
Oh, Werewolf Sonic. Yeah, I forgot.
He just
that
had
was
such
a lot
bad
of-
run.
Oh, that was.
A bad run. Yeah.
I mean, I'll say like it was pretty decent for the Sonic Adventure games on Dreamcast. They were okay. They weren't amazing.
Yeah,
but
the Sonic Adventure ones. Yeah,
where he's surfboarding down San Diego or
So-
San Francisco.
that's an iconic scene.
I mean, it is.
I am
I'm surprised
reading
they
a
haven't
book
done
right
that.
now
Yeah.
called Console Wars, and it's about the battle between Nintendo and Sega in the late 80s, early 90s. And right now I'm hearing like the heroic underdog story of Sega taking on this like super powerhouse Nintendo
yeah.
and how Nintendo dominated like how distribution was, who could run it, who did this, and everyone was like afraid to break that code because of the Atari video game crash and everything years before. They don't want that to happen again. So like to hear Sonic in this certain like underdog hero light and how when he came out he was such a huge hit in America, to then like what he sort of became decade later and like the crash of that. It's so, one, the book is great, you should read it, but two, I'm so happy that Sonic finally had something besides like, I'm so thankful for like Sonic Mania and those games that came out, because like they gave like some new life to him.
It's really hard to translate because his whole thing is speed, and it worked so well in a side-scrolling adventure. It's made for that. That when they pivoted and were like, we're going to do 3D and rear face and all that, it's just like I feel like it took them a while to find their traction with that.
Yeah.
Is this the one you're talking about? Is on Netflix? Is
Sonic
that
Prime?
No, the Console Wars. I saw.
No,
something
he's
about-
reading a book.
Oh, it's a book. Oh,
It's,
okay.
it's like this thing with paper in between.
There's some there's words.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I think they are making a movie
Sounds
of it.
familiar.
What's the author of the book?
Brian something. I'll have to look.
All right, well, it's called Console Wars, right?
Yes.
I think it's the same guy who did the Late Night Wars book about like the Jay Leno, Dave.
wow.
I will say that the thing
okay.
that makes this a good read is it's heightened drama. So instead of like a textbook sort of visualization of how this story went down, everyone's like they're in Mad Men. They all say the coolest things at the best times.
Of course.
And it's like super, everyone is so sly and everything's so underhanded, and like it's way more entertaining to digest it that way, because all the facts are true. It's just that everyone's the coolest person in the whole
They're
world.
all the best version of themselves.
You might like then. It's on. I want to say it's. Oh yeah, it's on Apple. The Tetris movie that just came out.
I want to watch it.
It was really good. It obviously it's Hollywood heightened moments, but like most of the facts were true, I believe. But I was like, this is very enthralling. I was enjoying the whole
People
ride
complain
of it.
about like heightened reality
No,
stuff,
it's,
but like, have you ever lived in reality?
Yeah.
It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It kind of. Have you ever been to work? Because it like sucks and it's kind of
Yeah,
boring.
it's not
We
great.
all
It's
love
not
Cocaine
great.
Bear for a reason.
Yeah,
It
obviously.
wasn't because it was based-
cocaine.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it was, it wasn't because it was the real story. It
Yeah.
was
No.
an extreme version of that.
Yeah, Sonic didn't get a good 3D run. I still, my brain to this day will always go back to Super Mario 64 and what that meant when it came out.
Yeah.
Because before that, Donkey Kong Country blew my mind as like, wow, this is graphics in a video game. Because then even like when the PlayStation came out, they were like clunky little block people, and I was like, one, this looks amazing,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
it did at
'cause
the
it did.
time.
Yeah.
But Donkey Kong Country, like the art was beautiful, the sound and music was beautiful. But then Mario 64 comes out, and like one, you couldn't get your hands on it. So if you could, like, it was amazing to be like, I can go anywhere in this level. I don't have to go right. I can just go explore this world and do all this stuff and fly and be invisible. That game changed how I look at video games.
So would you say of all? I guess of all time, is Nintendo 64 your favorite console?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, when I look back, did it have the best games? No. Did it have the best controls? No.
Yeah.
But I own one, and when I pick it up to this day and just play a little bit,
Yeah.
there's something that just transports me back to like, this feels so good to see like the ingenuity of the software at the time take us here.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a favorite console?
60. I got a 64 story. So it was the first console that I ever bought myself, and I was 17. My mom, obviously, we grew up with not much money at all, so like I saved up for it, and then as I was, as I got older, I had like little jobs here and there, and then specifically with her boss, and she would like, my mom's boss would like pay me for chores around her house, and so I saved up for it, and then I wanted to get it. I had asked my mom for it, but obviously we didn't have the money for it. But I also didn't want to say like I didn't want to ask her permission to like buy this thing because I knew she'd say no. She'd be like, well, no, give me the money so I can pay bills. I mean, boring stuff like putting food on the table. Right? So stupid. Mom? So stupid, right?
We get it. Irresponsible.
So I grew up in North Hollywood here in the Valley, and right up the street from us was Game Dude. If you guys know where that is.
I was there yesterday.
Still there?
Yeah, still there. So it's a video game store. It's been there forever. And so at the time, North Hollywood wasn't the safest of areas. So I knew that
Is it better now?
Even though it's slightly better. It's slightly better. Not great. But I knew I couldn't walk there and walk back to the 64 because I get jumped and it gets stolen, right?
Yeah.
And I couldn't drive because I didn't have a license at the time. And I was like, I can't take the bus because I'll get jumped on the bus and it'll get taken. Even though it's like Game Dude from my mom's house it's like 3 blocks away. So I had to strategize this out. Like I can't go on my skateboard because I'll get knocked down and
a real Bart Simpson. This one
exactly. Yeah, no,
this
I'll get knocked
sounds
down.
like a plot of a video game. By the way.
It does. It does. Right.
You're like the paper boy trying to make your way through the
right. There's alligators and stuff I have to go
yeah.
around, and except the alligators are gang members.
Yeah.
Bums on the street.
Yeah, North Hollywood was tough back then, huh?
Alligators roaming the streets.
In the mid '90s, alligators with guns.
Hey, what's that human doing over there?
He's got an N64.
Look at that bipedal.
So how I figured out how I was gonna get it is I grabbed my bike and just pedaled as fast as I could there, and then but I didn't have a backpack big enough to fit the console, so I go in there with the cash. I think it was like at the time it was like $260, which is a lot for a 17-year-old.
Still is,
yeah, especially in the 90s. Bought it brand new, and then I was like, how the hell am I gonna get this thing back? I don't have like a duffel bag. I don't have a backpack. So I just had it under one arm, which is not the greatest idea because if somebody saw me, they'd be like, oh, hey, that's a nice Nintendo 64, right?
Right.
So I got on the street. There at the time, there wasn't any bike lane. So you took your life in your own hands. Yeah. Even now you do it riding the bike lane. But
in the bike lane.
But even more so back then when they're like, oh, you're riding a bike? That's gay, bro. So I had it under one arm and I was pedaling back as best as I could. One arm, one hand on the handlebars, the other, cradling the N64 under my arm, pedaling back as fast as I could. Yeah, wobbling all down the street as cars flew by me at fucking 100 miles an hour. Set it up, finally got home somehow, set it up, and then I had to take it down whenever my mom got home because she worked all day, so she wasn't home. And I was able to also buy one game, which is GoldenEye, that's why it's still my pride and joy. This
slappers only, baby.
Yeah, it's the 64. So I just played GoldenEye.
Someone tries to mug you, just chop them.
Yeah, I got a golden gun, bitch. What are you doing? Yeah.
He's got a gun. Get him. No, I meant to. Oh God, my spine.
My spine. But yeah, I had to take it down every single evening before my mom got home because I knew she saw it. She'd be like, "What the fuck did you do?"
Oh wow.
Yeah. So So yeah. Oh, by the way, Mom, I bought a Nintendo 64 in 1999. So Or
you just say Dan bought it for me.
Oh yeah, Dan bought me a 64 in 1999.
Yeah, thanks. I was 9 years old.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You know how I would have got that N64 home?
I had some. Yeah.
I would have keistered it. I would have put it in my ass and just.
Waddled,
I would have waddled it home.
It literally can't be the solution to all of your problems, Chad.
How much stuff can you fit up there?
Seriously. It's,
it looks like a fucking Caldor.
No, you Rag and Sag and Berry from all that.
That's Rag and Sag and Berry?
Wait, I forget. What's the guy with the big pants? Bag and Sag and Berry.
Bag and Sag and Berry. And he just pulls stuff out of his
pants.
Yeah,
he was just pulling these.
Oh my God.
So everyone's just dancing, chanting around Chad as he gapes open his asshole. We all reach in and pull out an N64.
There's an arcade cabinet.
Everybody gets an N64.
A hula hoop, a ColecoVision.
You're just firing them out, people.
To kids.
They're like hitting people in the face.
Wait, all the way at the back is an Atari Lynx?
Oh, no, that's his kidney.
Oh God.
Oh, man.
Bag and tag and chagging.
Oh my God. So yeah, 64 is my
64?
console.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yours, Watson and Chad?
Well, I had
What was the British system over there?
Yeah, what's it called? A Famicom.
a Blimey-mobile. No,
They don't know what a Nintendo 64 is. They have the metric system over
No.
there.
Yeah.
I was a Sega
Nintendo
kid
108
growing up.
Querifights.
I mean, I did have the Atari 2600.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm that old.
And with that, thank you for listening.
And then I went to Sega, and I had a Mega Drive, which is what is called
Nice,
Genesis out here.
Genesis does what Nintendo don't, baby.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Yeah, and I was Mortal Kombat had blood in it. It was the best game ever. And then I didn't play any games for a while until I think it was like close to college. I got the PlayStation 2.
You hear that? Watson doesn't play games.
Well, now back
Watson doesn't play games.
He is the game.
Yeah, the game.
Time to bleed.
But no, I mean, I remember PlayStation 2 playing with my roommate, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas,
Yeah.
you know, and spending hours grinding on that game. Just like, it was ridiculous. So I say PS2 was probably like my favorite console.
Did you ever play that Spider-Man 2 game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That game
Yeah,
was
it's fantastic.
Great game.
monumental
Yeah.
Great game, yeah.
for a PlayStation 2 game.
It's very open world.
Yeah, it was one of the first things
yeah.
where you felt really like, wow, I can just go anywhere and do anything.
Right.
There's a video online of the guy who created the swinging mechanics of that one because it was inventive
yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
And
He's playing the new one.
he's playing the
right?
new one,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh wow, they really kind of grandfathered, or I mean, like he grandfathered
Yeah.
the current game." And I was like, "That's pretty awesome that he gets
Yeah.
to see."
You
how
can
it's
see how it
progressed.
developed.
Yeah, over time.
So
evolved.
With that game, though, wasn't there a point where you got too low, you would just fall and die?
you'd like walk on the ground.
Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah,
okay,
no,
yeah.
the first one was there was clouds, and like if you dropped,
There was like a Spider-Man 64 game that like didn't
Oh,
have a floor.
That one I love. That yeah, I think that's actually what. Yeah,
yeah, and if
That's
you
the
fell,
one.
you would just fall. There was
Yeah.
no ground.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
I played the hell out of that game.
What about you, Chad?
It would have to be. I mean, it would have to be PS2, but only because, for the longest time, I played over friends. My friends had all the systems, and like my brother, he had a Sega Genesis, and that was kind of handed down to me when he got the 64 and stuff like that. So I'd always kind of be playing other people's systems or something like that. But then I finally, like, I forget whatever birthday it was, I asked for like a PlayStation 2. And like this was mine, like no one else had it first, and so I played the hell out of that game with like GTA 3 and I forget what else there was, but I logged a lot of time into that system.
How long did you have to hide it up your ass when your parents were
Oh
around?
no, you know what I mean, I only had to put it on my ass when
Can we get that clean? Everyone quiet. Can we get that clean, please?
I only
broke him.
I only had to keister it, when parents came home from work, and I had to pretend I was doing homework.
Yeah.
So
Don't
and then,
steal my story.
Oh, sorry.
Chad, you look really tense. No, I'm fine. No, it's good. It's good.
It's these math problems.
Don't punch him in the gut. The DVD tray would pop out.
It's like that the fans going off.
Oh my god.
I farted. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's
Well, like the gecko game is
Oh,
like
the
sticking
gecko.
out.
Oh, God. Whole new meaning to Red Circle of Death.
oh man.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But the fact that it could play PlayStation 1, because I skipped
Yeah.
that whole thing, and I got to play some older ones that like the first Metal Gear and all that. But then you needed a PlayStation 1 memory card. I was like, what the hell is going on? But no. And I had a traumatic moment one time that was very memorable. My friend thought it was funny. He took the PlayStation 2 memory card. He transferred all my saves onto his, and then gave mine, because I let him borrow my memory card. And he gave it back to me, and I was like, hey, what the hell? All my saves are gone. Like, what? It's like, oh, I accidentally deleted it. And I was like, I was so mad. Like,
Oh my god.
External memory
That's not
cards
funny.
is a thing.
That's
Yeah.
not funny, yeah.
funny
but then he was
now.
like, no, I'm joking. I put on the thing. I was like, oh man, it's like, don't do that
It's
again.
too late.
Don't do that
I've
again.
already called my guy.
There's a hit.
There's a hit, and I can't call
You
it
better
off.
leave.
He was actually saying as Chad was just stabbing him. Oh, I'm just kidding. Oh, whoops.
I was like,
His
I played
last words
Hitman
were,
2
I'm
two
kidding,
for
I'm
2.
kidding. I
Where
had a
did you
story
get that
where
scimitar?
I saved up
Keister.
money for the PlayStation 2 as well, and when I brought it home, the game I bought was the Batman animated series
Oh,
game,
yes, yeah.
Ooh,
but
that's
it
great.
wasn't good.
Was it the fighting?
I'll
one?
disagree.
No,
This was for PS2,
I believe so.
where it was 3D,
Yeah,
and it was of the new adventures.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that was fun.
That was a good
Oh,
game.
then I
yeah.
messed it up or something because I was playing it. I was like, I've made a huge mistake.
Oh.
I've spent so much money. What do I do?
It was called Batman Vengeance, right? With the red
Yeah.
cover.
I don't know.
Unless you bought the one after that called Batman Rise of Sun Tzu. That was dog shit.
I
That's
didn't
the
play that
fighting
one.
game. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking.
Yeah.
No,
I never
No,
played
I
that
didn't
one.
play that one.
No.
Oh.
It is dog
I
shit.
remember a friend of mine bought the Superman.
Oh my
I think he
god.
was so
That was
excited.
the ET game of
So-
our time.
yes.
Yep.
He was so excited because he loved the Superman series, and he's
Who
like,
made
"Oh, I
it to
can't wait."
Brainiac? I did.
I don't.
Dan.
How many rings did you have to fly?
Yeah,
oh my
how
god.
many-
Oh my. Yeah, I don't want to talk about
Yeah,
it.
he's just you're bringing. Well, relax. Yeah, you're-
Vietnam flashbacks.
Yeah, he's bringing
It's like,
flashbacks.
I hate timed missions.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
That's all they had because they didn't have any games
Yeah.
in it.
no.
That's what I hated about the new Arkham game, Arkham Knight game. It's like when they started doing
Oh,
the time
yeah.
missions with the Batmobile, I'm like, really? We're still doing time missions?
I
Time
stopped
missions are
playing with
terrible.
it because they were like, you have to use the Batmobile for this. I was like,
Right.
I'd rather not play, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I can't stand time missions either. And so we also watched the D&D movie, which was interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Did you guys
Yeah.
not talk about that?
No, we haven't.
No, we
No.
haven't been around for a couple of
Yeah.
weeks.
Oh
so
no, yeah, we didn't.
a
We
lot of
didn't.
stuff happened.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's been busy.
What did you guys think of the D&D? I think we all saw that together, didn't we?
No, I didn't see it
I
with
saw
you
it with
guys.
you.
Yeah, that's right. That's
So
right.
with my wife,
Yeah.
Brag.
well,
oh.
it was fun watching
Oh,
it
I
with
have someone
someone
that
who.
loves me.
Well, no, that's true, but
Wimp.
it
Why
was
don't you go have
it
a
was
baby
fun.
with her if you
Yeah.
like her so much?
All right. It was fun watching a
All
movie
right, guys.
with someone who's never played D&D before.
Oh, she hasn't?
No.
Oh.
And because she's not a nerd. No, but
We'll
she
throw
was
some dice at her.
I
Get
will.
her in.
You'll like this soon.
charisma roll. But she loved it. She thought it was a lot of fun, and because it plays fast and loose with the D&D stuff. Like it doesn't. I think it's enough to get people into that kind of world. But it doesn't. It doesn't hit you over the head and
No.
it's like
Yeah.
no one's going like I didn't check for traps.
If
or,
it was
you know.
called Johnny Fantasy, it would have
Yeah.
been just as good. And if
Chris
anything,
Pine is Johnny Fantasy.
yeah, honestly, because like it's a cool, funny fantasy movie on its own.
Yeah.
But if you play D&D, you're like, oh, they just got a critical failure right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And like, oh, like they must have. That was success, failure, success. Like you can see them playing the game during the movie, but they don't acknowledge it once. And that's amazing. The
Right.
restraint they
I
had.
expected more winks to the camera kind of thing of like
Yes.
someone pulling out some dice and people going like, yeah, what are you doing with those?
I
You know?
genuinely thought they were going to reveal, like at the end of Lego Movie, spoilers for Lego Movie, but when like they were all part of like a child's play set,
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be
They're
like
playing
that
the
they were
game.
playing the game.
Right.
But it never happened, and I was like, oh, the restraint on these
Absolutely.
people.
I would have pulled that trigger. I'd be like, hey guys, they were just playing a game. It was
real stupid.
This is all just jokes and fun.
Yeah,
huh?
I mean, like it
It's
worked.
all jokes and
well,
fun.
that worked for like the new Jumanji movies. I mean, I could
Yeah.
see totally doing something like that. Yeah.
Because I also thought like if it was a bunch of people playing the game, then they could do another campaign with the same actors, and they'd be different characters.
I mean, they
Oh,
could do that.
interesting,
Yeah.
yeah.
They could still do it.
I mean, yeah, because every module can be different, and then they
I
could
do
either
like
get
these
new
characters
actors.
though. I liked the characters they had.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
they were lots of
fun.
fun.
It was
And
fun.
I wonder if those were the characters because the actors actually played a game before to get to know each other and to like get a dynamic going. And I think there's footage of it too online, but I hope it's on the DVD too of a full game of them playing. But
Maybe not, because that'd be 17 days, and a lot of people say, "No, I can't
if,
make
if
it that
you get
day."
if you there are those like small modules where it's just like a short,
hour game.
hour
Or
game,
game,
and
yeah.
and quick play.
I can't do D&D like that.
Yeah, you can.
We might know someone who's able to. Get
Yeah,
us to do
you
something.
might be able to run a
interesting.
game.
Yeah, that's what we've been looking
It's,
at.
three.
It's too hard. It's too much.
Rhymes with Zim.
Something like that. Something like that. What are you thinking of reaching out to
I was
him?
saying like I can't play D&D because it takes up too much time. Meanwhile, I'm like 70 hours into Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Right.
That's like the fantasy of like choice, where it's like I'm deciding when to start and stop.
Right.
But then like with D&D, it's like I don't have 20 hours.
Well, I mean, we can help you with that. Be like, oh, you don't want to
I
play
don't need
anymore.
your help.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. You don't want to just randomly die by like a goblin, just gutting
You
your.
make it sound fun.
Yeah, because it'll be fun when the goblin just goes, "Hey, I like the look of your guts," and then he cuts your belly open.
How would
and
he
you
know
spill
that
out.
without seeing my guts?
Well, that because it's part of the joke. It's part of the
joke.
Well, he didn't say you're a tiefling with like transparent skin,
Yeah,
so he
you
could
know?
see your guts.
Yeah.
Duh.
Jeez, be a little more creative with
You're
your
a
characters,
gelatinous
dude.
cube.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
guess, you're a dragonborn.
No.
Where did yes and on that
How
one?
dare you?
No.
No. You don't have anything to say, huh?
I'm
Talking about Skyrim over here, nerd.
Nerd. Get him.
Well, Dragonborn is a race in D&D.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Just saying. I'm just saying.
Here he goes.
Numbers of ladies following this
Yeah.
podcast just dropped
I
dramatically.
know. Well,
I think they just
everybody,
rose.
yeah.
I
It
think they
would
just
it would be
rose.
fun to do because I've heard of campaigns out there where you play as goblins instead, and you're trying to do good, but you kind of just
You're a
Everyone just
goblin.
runs into you and hates you
Yeah.
Yeah, that
automatically.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
You're just goblining it up.
yeah.
What's
Nothing wrong with a good gobble.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean,
Oh.
if I respect people that play D&D so much because, like, one, besides the time and stuff, someone has to be brave enough to be a DM, and the amount of storytelling you have to like put into that and the research and that's it's unfathomable to me that especially
It takes
because
a lot to be a good DM, for
yes,
sure. Yeah.
especially because at any moment Chad could say, "I rolled a 20. I want to put this N64 up his ass."
Right.
And it's like, well, he got a 20.
He gets to.
I guess he can.
Yeah.
Well, no, but then the DM would be like, "Well, where'd you get?"
Dragonborn claws gaping the butt just enough to fit every square inch of Banjo-Kazooie inside. You've successfully defeated the goblins.
Well, no, but the DM could always just be like, "Oh, you don't have the materials to put together a N64, so you're gonna have to use something differently here. You can still shove something up its butt, but it will not be an N64. So, you get to choose from the satchel you have on your back, or any of the surrounding objects. Maybe a candle, maybe a rock.
Just like your bedroom.
Yeah, exactly. That's. I like to keep it damp,
You put
like
any-
a moss. Moss can live there.
Chad just sleeps on a rock with some celery.
Yeah,
With a heat lamp over him.
I mean it works. You know,
Is that why you never let us see your room?
yeah, because
Is that it?
It's lit up by Himalayan salt lamps, so
Yeah.
it can it radiates.
Or what used to be them before you licked them all?
I mean, that it's hard not to do it at night, but
Chad loves his salt lick.
you can't keep me
He's
away
like a
from it.
horse.
Getting all those
Exactly.
negative ions.
But it just sets the mood for lots of depression and
I forgot what we were talking about.
Jesus Christ.
So the D&D movie was great.
yeah, D&D
Yeah,
is
so
great.
D&D movie was great.
Go
It takes you away from the real world.
Don't you listen to a D&D podcast?
Yeah.
Well, you want to play it, but you listen to a D&D podcast?
Well, yeah. It's much more fun when they can cut the 15 hours into 30 minutes. You
But
know?
if you have
Do
a
they?
DM that knows what they're doing and the people playing aren't like just dicking around
I
the whole time,
know a
then
lot
it-
of amazing DMs, which is crazy because
yeah,
like
and yet you don't play with them.
Well, what's up?
it's
Yeah,
just
what's
like
the deal?
I don't know.
Why you sad?
This isn't about me.
Become an intervention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, bud.
That's
I don't-
actually
hey,
what
what's
this is
going
about.
on?
I don't
why
think
aren't
my
you playing
mom
D&D?
like loved me, you know. And my dad left us when we were really little, and my sister.
Shout out to Dan's mom.
Hey,
and
shout out,
family.
mom!
Shout out.
Smash that like, mom! And dad, if you're still out of prison, I just want to say I miss you.
And with that,
Anyway, I think people should be paroled. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
I miss you, Dad.
R.I.P. Oh wait, no, sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God,
Wait,
now
do
I
you have
can't-
more
now I
information
can't
that we do?
Now I can't share this with them.
Oh my god.
Is there anyone left we can ostracize, or did we cover everybody?
Chad was on the
I think
parole
that's it.
board, and
Yeah.
Pearl.
That explains a lot. That explains a lot.
Yeah, I hope you got any other topics because I think we ostracized most of them.
I mean, yeah, I think we won't have listeners after this. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
That's
fine.
fine.
That's
So-
fine.
You had a
That's
good run. Most podcasts last 7 episodes.
hey,
exactly,
no,
yeah.
this is number 9.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh,
Yeah, get it
okay.
right,
Get it right, bud.
sir.
Sorry.
we only had 7 good ones though.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah.
True, technically.
Yeah, true. True.
In-
Sorry
including
again.
this one with me on it. Yeah.
Oh, is this thing plugged in? Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. I was like,
What I really liked about the D&D movie, going back to that,
Yeah.
was that each character fit perfectly in terms of like the storyline itself. Like I thought it was going to be like one character kind of dominating everything.
Yeah.
mm.
So you had what's her name's character, the sword person. I forgot what the barbarian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Michelle.
she
Holger.
Yeah, Holger. She's good for doing what she does. Like it was like an actual D&D like party, right?
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
going doing what she does. She goes in there, smashes stuff, but she relies on other people to handle different
Yeah.
scenarios that she can't. You know, that isn't just break and smash shit.
It's
you
not
know?
like a Justice League
Yeah.
situation where it's like Superman could do all this,
Yeah.
Right,
But
exactly.
we need to
Exactly.
find a way to like weaken him so the rest can have fun.
Exactly.
But it's like no, nobody could have done this on their own. And even like the main character, if we were to call Chris Pine the main character, of
We
this,
can, yeah.
if he was the main protagonist, he didn't have any sort of. I mean, like he was the brains behind everything.
Well,
Right.
I love
He
that
didn't
they
use a
made-
weapon.
Yeah, I love they
Yeah.
made him a bard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he's the one like kind of spurring them on. And if you do play D&D, and I've played as a bard, like the
Yeah.
main thing you do is spur on the rest of the party. Like you give bardic inspiration,
Yes.
which boosts everyone. So him going around going like, "No, Simon, you can do it!" Like
I love
that-
his
I was
failed,
just like, "He's
role,
doing
too.
it."
you played as a bard before.
Yeah,
I've
did.
seen that, and I'm like, what is, I know what it is, but it's like,
I
what,
played
that's
as
what they
a
do?
like a foppish slam poet.
Oh,
Because as a
wow.
bard, it doesn't
To be
mean
fair, you're British, so
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That
anything
makes
you
sense.
do is foppish.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just nice to be an annoying, like doing slam poetry whenever I
I'm
could.
surprised your teacup's not even on your cozy right now.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
Where's my manners?
Yeah, so that's we also checked out the Penguin trailer that just recently came
Oh,
out
yes.
Yeah.
for the new HBO show.
Looks good. Looks fun. I do believe this is supposed to be set after the first movie, like
Yeah.
right before
Right,
the second
right
one.
after.
So
He's supposed to be taking over.
it looks
the
very
crime.
Sopranos.
Well,
It does.
The font and the typeface they're using
Yeah.
in the trailer there with the red on black, I was like, this is very Sopranos here.
Yeah,
It do, yeah, I still
it's
like,
very conscious for that. I think that
Yeah,
they're going.
it's
that way.
HBO. I mean, that's
Yeah.
you're
I
gonna,
mean, it's,
Well,
but they still kept the
It's
like the
not
look
HBO
of the,
anymore.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
it's what is it now? HBO,
Just the max.
just the max, right?
Take it to
how
the
are
max,
people going to
baby.
know who the Penguin is if they don't specifically mention his role to Batman in the title?
Yeah.
I think
Like Batman's butler.
well, they
Batman's
say from the
soon-to-be butler,
Batman
Penguin.
saga, the Penguin,
Yeah.
the Batman saga. ...
The guy with umbrellas. ...
Well,
I
everybody,
really
everybody
want
watched
him
the
to get it.
everybody watched the show for Batman's Butler. Everybody watched
Yeah,
that.
Pennyworth.
Yeah, everybody,
Yeah.
Penny.
Batman's
That's
butler,
Pennyworth.
Pennyworth. I
That was
can't believe they
hit
did that.
origin of
number one
Batman's
show.
Butler.
number
I
one
really
show.
would have
Origin
went
of
with his
Batman's
first
Butler.
name,
I love
Alfred.
that.
I think people would have got it easy more.
They
if
would have thought it was Alf spinoff.
Hey,
Mr. Wayne, I ate the cat again.
is anybody gonna eat one of these cats?
He's
Is that
back.
all we know about Alf?
Yeah,
He's back in Pog form as well.
Wasn't his
Oh.
name Gordon Lightfoot?
what?
Lightfoot.
Alf.
That was a singer.
No,
sir.
that-
Alf had a name. His
He
name was
did.
He
Gordon.
did. It was just Alf.
Gordon Lightfoot is a
No,
singer.
he did have an actual.
Oh, really?
name. Yeah. I'm good.
Oh,
No,
okay.
he
All
didn't
right,
have-
we're gonna be silent for like 3 minutes to look up the real name of Alf.
No.
Is that how long you take to Google Alf's
Yeah,
real name?
Yeah, and that's
It's
exactly
going
how
to be
long.
Gordon something.
It's-
If it is,
it's not
Chad's
Gordon.
off the podcast and I'm on.
Oh, fuck you,
Gordon Shumway.
Gordon Shumway.
Gordon
Shumway,
Lightfoot.
so you're wrong.
Gordon Lightfoot is a pop culture singer out
Oh.
there, sure.
See,
Yeah.
Well, since we were both
we were
half
both wrong.
well,
we were
you
both
get
wrong.
to stay.
We were both wrong.
Fine.
Yeah,
I like to consider you wrong. And
but
you
I
right.
mean, yeah, we're
Okay.
wrong. We're both.
But yeah, oh yeah, so Penguin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
would you
fine.
guys?
No.
It looks
It's
good.
fine.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna check it out.
there
Yeah, it
wasn't
looks
a
great.
whole lot to see from the
No.
trailer. It
Right.
looks like just him kind of building up his, criminal empire. But, other than
But
that-
I mean, I'm excited for it to come out, because I loved the movie so much that I just want to see more of the worlds. I was like, oh, there's just feed me more, please.
Feed me.
I was hoping to see
I'm a baby bird. Feed me.
I was hoping to see a few more recognizable characters though, because I'm just like I don't want this to be like Gotham.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
Yeah,
the thing is, some shows have to tiptoe around Batman so much.
Yeah.
But like, this is specifically spawning from it. So like, I hope that they don't dance around Batman.
I think he'll be like, there goes some crazy fucking bat going around, but he's not going to say F word because.
But I also hope they don't go the Marvel route.
I don't know, maybe,
and like make it that you have to see the Penguin to know what's going on.
Yeah,
in the
I'm
next
sure
film.
they'll like recap. It's been 5 weeks since the Penguin, or he'll give a narration.
What I would love if it's like just a nice little treat for the people that watch the Penguin. Like so the next movie will like have Batman cross the Penguin again, but he is where he is now in the show or whatever.
Yeah,
when it ends.
Right, exactly.
I'll be like, that's great because then like you don't miss anything. But
maybe it's
nice.
the Penguin walking down the street to staying alive, and then Batman just goes,
I hate myself too. It's fine.
His ringtone is just the Penguin line.
Sorry, I gotta get that.
Sorry. But and then like Batman shows up and punches him in the face. Be like,
I didn't do nothing.
what are you doing in my city? I don't know. But
just violates his rights.
Just because that's what Batman's good at.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sending you to the hospital.
Why? I didn't do nothing.
Pay your taxes.
I just coming out of Whole Foods.
So there's been 2 big announcements from Marvel and Disney, or Marvel and Lucasfilm. Yeah. So the first one is the Marvel's trailer. Speaking of trailers, the Marvel's trailer just was recently released. I mean, it's got it's going to reunite Monica Rambeau, Miss Marvel, and Captain Marvel together in a movie. I mean, I don't.
Wait, is it a movie or a show?
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
Oh, really?
I don't know how excited people are. I'm not. I don't know. What do you guys think about it?
I mean, like, I haven't even seen the trailer. That's how excited I am.
Well, I haven't even seen Miss Marvel. So
well.
I have no idea.
I liked Miss Marvel.
You liked it? Yeah.
I did. I thought it was a really
good.
What'd
you think of it?
Fun show. I think the trailer.
Yeah. Just in general, like the movie that's coming out.
I'm looking forward to it. I like where they're going with it. I mean, a lot of second movies in a franchise, they have to do something where like the hero loses their power or something like that, and it looks like they're playing around with that, with the 3 of them showing that their powers are connected in some way, where they're like switching powers or switching places.
Freaky Friday.
Every time that one of them, apparently, every time that one of them uses her powers, they switch places.
Right. Yeah,
or something,
and I feel like with a character like Captain Marvel, they made her so OP,
right,
that you have to do something like that to kind of, because now she can't really use her power. You know, so it's going to be interesting. It looks like they're gonna go into more of the stuff with the bangle from Miss Marvel. I mean, if you didn't watch the show, that's where her power comes from.
Right.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're going to delve kind of more into
somehow a
that.
mutant.
They threw that out there at the end of the show. It's like, she's a mutant.
Hey, you got mutated blood.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it looks good, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah. I mean, and then Monica Rambeau got her powers walking through the force field.
Yeah,
WandaVision had put up. Which I'm still not entirely sure what her powers are in the movie.
It's
similar
density
to Captain.
powers.
Yeah.
It's very much like the Vision,
Right,
she can
right.
change the density of her body. And
Oh, you said Marvel.
Yeah.
You did.
But I watched a YouTube video, and they had a really nice analysis of each of their powers kind of have something to do with an Infinity Stone. How Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, is connected to the Space Stone, so she can fly. She can go through space pretty much herself. She's a battery. Monica Rambeau's powers are kind of like the Reality Stone, where she can kind of warp herself to be whatever energy she needs to be.
Oh, okay.
And then in Miss Marvel, you saw that her bangle actually had her go through time a little bit, so there's a little connection to the time stone possibly. It was a really I don't remember who did it. I think it might have been Heavy Spoilers or something.
Okay.
They put it out there, and I was like, oh, okay, that kind of is cool to see where it goes with that.
Yeah. Okay. well, I mean, I wish him luck. You know, I'm like on it. You know,
Yeah.
I'll probably check it out though.
Yeah.
you know.
A Captain movie I would really love to see though is Captain Planet.
go.
And if we could get a live action Captain Planet, Tom Cruise playing Captain Planet, and all the kids come together, put the rings in the center.
They couldn't have Tom Cruise next to kids because they would just show how much taller they are. Than
Well, no, he'd be flying in the air, so no one could be taller than a guy
hey,
flying
Captain
in the air.
Planet, come on down here and celebrate.
No, I'm good up here.
I'm fine up here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Above
what's that?
you all.
There's a forest fire.
I gotta go.
Someone just threw some waste in the recycling. I gotta go. We see you behind the tree, Captain.
Shut up, Marty. No one likes you.
That's why you got the stupid power.
He was
And
the
then you
worst
get
one.
the just corny villains like, I'm dumping toxic waste into the ocean.
All the Captain Planet villains were like Trump villains. Like,
yeah.
They who run the
Although,
country
do you
today.
guys ever remember there was an episode where somehow they went back in time, and Captain Marvel met Hitler, and
Really?
yes,
talking about Captain Planet. For
Wait,
a
Captain
second.
Marvel. Excuse me, Captain Planet.
Oh.
met-
Oh, we are talking.
Oh,
about
okay.
Captain Planet
Met
met
Hitler?
Captain Planet met Hitler
And told him to recycle?
No, so like he got
You shouldn't use styrofoam. Captain Planet.
this is
You
we got a couple more important issues going on right now.
Not my job.
He he goes back in time and Captain Planet meets Hitler, and
You make it sound like Frankenstein meets Abbott and Costello.
that's what it seemed like. He goes back in time. I mean, remember when he'd like be around toxic waste or pollution, he would get like weak.
Yeah.
He'd be like
Yeah,
Captain Planet,
yeah.
would be like, oh, this the
oh,
toxic,
covered
the
in
toxic.
sludge.
You're right. So the hatred coming off of Hitler like made him weak, and he's like, oh, the hatred come up. This is like I'm paraphrasing, but he said this. He's like, oh, the hatred coming off that man is making me weak. It's so toxic. And I was like, whoa, shit. And I was like, wow. Yeah, it was a strange episode.
Hey, you
Do
know.
you remember that episode, Dan? You
No, I
watched it.
don't.
Yeah, the fuck you do.
Was this a dream you had?
I'm a connoisseur of '90s cartoons, but I don't
skip-
recall the Hitler meets Captain Planet.
It was on there. I'm
Oh,
telling
boy.
you. I'm telling you, it was on there. And then we had so Lucasfilm released the
yes.
information that
Yeah,
they're
we
making
had,
3 more movies with Disney Ridley, with Daisy Ridley in them. And okay, what do you guys think about it?
Well, wait, are they doing a trilogy with her or just
Yes.
one movie? I thought.
Well, they're saying a trilogy.
Oh, a trilogy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know
It's Luke Skywalker's storyline of rebuilding the Jedi Order, except this time it's going to be Rey.
Well,
I thought they wrote this one just for you, Stan. They were like, Kathleen Kennedy came out like, oh, I'm going to really rile Stan up.
Well, did you see that? Did
it's
you
the
see that
director of
she,
Miss Marvel.
She came out at Disney Celebration. They introduced her, Kathleen Kennedy, and it was like the applause was literally this. That was it. Everybody else was just like, okay, everybody else as they were
They
introducing
played the
him,
Imperial March.
yeah. Well, no, that's a little too much. That's a little too much. We don't want to insult the Imperial March. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'll say that I'm not excited for the movie, but like I don't hate Rey's character. I just hate the writing that surrounded it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
so like
I think Daisy really did a great
No,
job.
yeah,
Like,
she
her
did.
character could have been much better. Yeah.
This might be her
If-
redemption.
if they can if they get good writers for this and like are able to make a new better thing, then sure. But the way they ended it, they got to have a good reason for her to come back to the Force because she buried that lightsaber
Yeah.
and was just
Well, she
walking
had
away
her
from the
own.
whole-
She had her own gold lightsaber.
Oh yeah, I forgot. She had her own gold. Okay, so never mind. That was stupid.
No.
Sorry.
No.
I'm gonna go.
Can we wrap this up now?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think they, this movie, that trilogy was kind of beat to death. But yeah, the writing was definitely weak and should have been done better. I think that if they had given her some actual challenges that gave her issues to get over, some time to get over, she would have been a better character. But she just kind of blasted through everything. So that's why she was just like, okay, what's Rey? We know that she's just going to blast through whatever obstacles in front of her. She's just going to go barrel right through it. So,
So maybe here she'll get those obstacles. And
I hope so.
whatnot.
I hope so.
Get a teenage baby Grogu and go, hey, do you mind?
A teenage baby.
I said a teenage Grogu, not a teenage baby.
Yeah.
Open your
Oh my
goddamn
god!
ears.
I'm so happy that we recorded this and we can play it back.
We're gonna play it back.
Yeah, we'll
3
play it.
times over.
Yeah.
3 times over.
baby. Just a remix version.
I said baby Grogu. That's what I said.
Well, they also released some of the Acolyte footage. Also released,
Yeah.
was leaked.
which looked great with
yeah,
Carrie
looks
Ann Moss
interesting.
kicking ass as a
Yeah,
Jedi.
she looks great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever, Star
The
Trek for
Ahsoka
life.
trailer looks great. I
The
don't know if you
Ahsoka
guys
trailer,
saw
yes. That
That's the one I'm most excited for.
I'm definitely excited for Ahsoka for sure.
But the main problem no, never mind. It's a show, but it seems like David Filoni's movie that is going to combine all.
Yeah. So they said that
of the shows.
next season, Mandalorian's the last season of the show.
Yeah.
And then Filoni is going to do a movie that ties all the shows together. So it'll be Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, I believe, is the Jude
Right.
Law show.
Yeah.
And also Mando all together fighting what appears to be Thawne.
Yeah.
Does anyone else miss episode like episode of the week type shows?
Where you don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
100%.
Like Columbo.
100%, yeah.
No,
You
yeah.
could just
Like-
watch an
like
episode.
X-Files.
Yeah, you watch an episode and then it's just like so disconnected from everything else that
Yeah.
happens.
Right.
Maybe a small through line of character development. But
Well, that's what
it.
this season of Mandalorian's been has been
Yeah.
like these little
Has it?
like. Well, I mean, there's been the through line of retaking Mandalore.
All I'm
but
saying
it's
is bring
like,
Columbo back. That's all I'm saying, boys.
you know,
I'm sorry.
Let me just ask you a question here.
One more thing.
One more thing. Oh, it's just right. I forgot.
Did the
one more
shoe
thing.
place close at 4 or 3? You said you were there, that it was closed.
See, and he doesn't
That's
even
good.
tote doing.
I
a good
like the
Columbo.
dueling Columbo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
yeah. You can see them at the Hollywood.
Just
Bowl
someone in the
dueling Columbos.
someone in the center going, "Wait, who am I answering to?"
Answer to both of us.
Are you going to eat this cheese? Because my wife, she had home, she would
On the next Columbros.
Columbo.
Oh.
Is that the new podcast?
That's it. That's
Here's
it.
my brother Barry Columbo.
It's just
it's
just
he's
Dan and Chad just doing Columbo
he's a
voices.
bit of
Yeah.
a sleuth.
Watching
Yeah.
episodes.
If they
and-
weren't listening before, they'll listen
Oh
now.
yeah,
Damn straight.
they get who Columbo is. I'm sure.
I don't think we've cornered the Columbo market yet. So,
Probably not.
Yeah.
Well, now we do.
Dan, what do you think about Star
Columbos.
Wars?
Yeah, because you were kind of like, you look very uninterested as we were talking about
It's
Star
fine.
Wars.
I don't know anything about it.
He's already packing his bag.
Yeah, it's good. Are we done?
His little bundle on the end of a stick. He's ready.
Star
to,
Wars never got me. It was fine. It's fine.
You know,
Jesus.
Empire Strikes Back was good.
What happened?
no, I
in
mean
that
you're not
one?
wrong. I
No,
mean,
nothing. I don't know. Nothing.
No, you are wrong.
No, it's funny because like
Return of the Jedi, baby.
nothing gravitates towards me in any sort of way for
Not
Star
even
Wars.
a light sword, like a laser
A
sword.
light sword?
Sorry.
Oh, God.
It's made
Fake
of light.
fan,
It's
everybody.
made of
We got
light.
'em.
It's
God.
made.
I
It's a,
pretended
what is
not
a
to like
laser?
Star Wars
Is a laser
to
made of
catch
light?
you.
Fuck you.
I was too poor as a kid. I had light swords. I couldn't get the.
You never use a flashlight as a lightsaber? Bullshit. Get out of here.
Flashlight.
Yeah, when you pretend to.
No, use a
Be-
toilet. Use a Christmas wrapping paper tube like a real
Oh,
man.
everyone just had Christmas wrapping paper tubes lying around the house. No. Come on. No.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because we don't. We
Poor
didn't.
kid
We
only
didn't
had a flashlight.
well, no, because when we wrap presents, that's one time of the year for Christmas. That's it. Why would we have just
and then
wrapping
you
paper
keep
around?
it.
Why would we
You
keep?
have the tube.
And you got the tube, and then you
Yeah,
run
the
around.
tube gets
pretend
thrown
to be-
out. The tube gets thrown out.
Did you ever put the markers
Plant would
together
not
and
like
then
that.
pretend that to be
It
have
wouldn't
that be a
stick
sword?
when
Yeah.
you hit someone.
Yeah.
though.
No, yeah, but it's still cool. Like,
No, yeah, it was
Yeah,
cool.
for one shot.
Pretend
Yeah,
it's
for
a
one shot.
sword. Yeah, one sword.
or not even the swing. Sometimes they'll break apart in the swing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got no momentum
And no, I
on
did
it.
swing around the tube, but then it broke, and then I threw it out in the trash.
Well, how many tubes did you store up your ass and forget about?
Hey, that's for another story.
Got a
How many do you have
goddamn
up there right
Walmart
now?
up there.
Captain
Well-
Planet goes, well, at least they're biodegradable.
Well, if you listen to this foghorn, you'll be able to tell by the.
Is that how this
We got to
episode's-
insert the foghorn sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got to put that.
Every single time you go to raise your ass.
It's like blowing into a jug. Got Emmett Otter's jug band right in his butt.
I just start doing a hoedown.
Yeah,
That's how we end the show.
Yeah.
man. It's just-
just a fart.
Play us out,
Chad never
out,
ever
dude.
stop in the middle of a hoedown. Boom, boom, boom.
It's all those kegels. See, farts are funny.
Yeah. What's
See,
wrong with you, Dan?
Yeah, Dan. Laugh with me.
I can't.
Laugh with me, Dad. Laugh with me. That's a Freakazoid reference.
If you don't even know that.
I'm gonna have to come back to talk about '90s cartoons because
I hope
Yeah.
so.
yeah,
Yeah.
because that's like my prime.
That's your nerdom.
Yeah, that's my nerd.
That's his
90s
nerdom,
cartoons.
ladies and gentlemen. Were we continuing with more? Lucasfilm stuff?
That's. I mean, those
Did you
are the
want to
major
talk
ones.
about the energy?
The
Oh
what?
no, he's going inside out.
Oh God!
It's the tube. It's coming out.
he just starts consuming us.
No, the Indiana Jones trailer that was released.
Yeah, I mean, it. We talked about that a little bit in the last episode. I mean, you know, my thoughts on it. I'm
Well, no,
I'm
this
nervous
is a
about
newer
it.
one though.
It was a new one. It's a little more up to date. I mean, it's.
Did someone call time travel?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
saying time travel.
Well, yeah. I mean, we
it
all.
looks
we,
it looks time travel.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
well. That's. I mean,
Yeah.
we got that from the first.
Yeah.
We got that before even the trailers popped. That they were the Dial of Destiny thing was a time travel.
Do you think when he says
Yeah.
he's going to correct Hitler's mistakes, he means it's like artwork? He's going to like give him an
Go
A
back,
plus.
give him-
Oh,
Instead-
God.
Hey man,
Gold
that's all it
star.
took.
You just see Indy just like the art professor's walking to class. And he just jumps him, takes his clothes, and just gives him an A. Oh God!
By
This-
the way, we can't. If we mention Hitler one more time, he
We're gonna
personifies.
get struck.
So
Oh God!
we got a real Beetlejuice on our hands here. So everyone, be careful.
A mustache appears on somebody.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Oh
Oh
God!
gosh.
But yes, the trailer looks interesting.
Yeah, well,
I still have my reservations about it. I'm still
Yeah.
very nervous about what the Kathleen Kennedy is going to do to Indiana Jones. But you know, we'll see.
Does she have control over in the end?
Yeah, it's Lucasfilm. So
Really?
yeah. So I mean,
But-
I think the director is he's done a lot of good stuff.
Speaking of which,
Yeah,
he's got a Star Wars movie in the
Oh, yeah.
pipeline now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
He's going to do like the Bible story of the creation of the Force.
right. It's supposed to be
25,000 years.
25,000 years prior.
I'm
yeah.
actually. I mean, I love Mangold, but
You're a fangold?
I'm a fan Gold. He's the golden goose. You know, he's producing all those good
right.
movies. But the thing is, personally, I don't care about the Dawn of the Force. Like,
Yeah.
that's like
I
the
think
old
the
joke
worst thing
with.
Star Wars ever did was try to explain the Force.
Well, no, with the.
I think that was the thing everyone hated.
Yeah.
So why would you make a movie about that?
No, I know.
specifically?
So that's why I'm just like, are they going to backtrack on the midichlorians or whatever like that, or?
We said that, but we didn't mean it.
Yeah.
But also, like, you know,
Someone's going to
we
move
didn't.
something
We
with a
didn't.
hand like,
Well,
"Ugh."
it wouldn't be a religion movie if it didn't go back and forth about everything that's said.
I mean, that's true.
Not
That is
yeah,
true.
Exactly.
But like part is like, oh, you want to, you know, the Patton Oswalt joke is like, oh, you want to see what Darth Vader was like as a kid? I was like, no, I'd rather not see
No.
him as a
It's
kid.
fine. I'm okay.
You want to see Boba Fett, what he's like as a kid? No, I'm
not
good.
really.
I'm
You want to
good.
see Yoda as
So-
a kid? No, I'm. Aww.
That's Grogu, sir.
That-
It's not
whatever.
Yoda.
Yeah.
It's not Yoda.
I want to see him bang Yondu or whatever.
Oh
his
man.
name is.
I thought you didn't
Or
follow
Yadi?
Star Wars, but you know who
I know.
Yondu is.
There's only two of them.
So. Yeah. Anything else, Chad, that you want to put out? You got a whole list of things here.
Oh no, this is
That's
this
his
is-
apology letter.
Yeah, this-
from
this
the
is
last
just-
couple episodes.
This we
All it
covered.
says is stop mentioning Hitler.
Yeah.
And we've
Oh,
already
no.
we've already messed
Oh,
that
that was the
up.
third
There's
time.
a-
Oh, no! Hello, it's me. No.
Please.
Oh my
Please.
Character. Don't make it a character.
That was at the 133 mark, so we're going to have to cut that.
Oh.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Okay. All right. Was there anything else we
That's-
wanted to go?
That's it. Let's stop it at that.
Yeah, let's end it
Boy,
there.
It's only going to get better.
And with that, you've all made it to the end of another adventure into the Nerdom. Thank you for listening. And to stay current, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Enter the Nerdom. Dan, where can they see you?
It's
Where can they
Morphin'
find
Time 17. Smash that like, subscribe, and I will see you on the Flibbity Jib.
Anything you want to promote?
Yeah, my Instagram. It's Morphin' Time 17. Smash
You don't wanna-
that like, subscribe.
Oh, sorry.
I'll see you on the
You don't want to
Flibbity
promote your wife's Instagram? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. It's a weird thing to bring her into that. Yeah.
I mean, she's
I guess
with the Disney
follow
bounding.
my wife?
Well, no, there's
Follow
the
Yellow
Disney
Brick
bounding.
Girl?
She's out there.
We didn't mention that once on this show.
There was
King of segues.
You mentioned Disney.
What did you tell Watson to? He mentioned his wife.
well,
She is
does
not on social
See?
media.
I already knew that.
Okay.
So I was trying to help you out, but fine, I won't throw
Well,
you a
now
bone.
you got me in a
I'm
lot
not
of
gonna
trouble.
I'm not gonna throw you a bone anymore. Okay.
What is it again? Follow the.
Follow the Yellow Brick Girl. She is a Disney bounder.
All right.
Content
And
creator.
well, very nice.
Can't believe we're still recording.
But if you all could please review, rate, and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
But don't do it honestly. Like, don't base it off this one. Do it off of like another one.
Yeah, you could pick any one you want and
maybe bits and pieces.
Maybe
you guys should release a greatest hits.
But
like a
also,
15-minute one.
also, if you could share this with everyone you know and love, please. And also to you Uber and Lyft drivers out there, force this on your passengers' ears.
Yes.
Don't let them listen to music or anything like that. Just, keep this going 24/7.
Definitely going to get a 5-star rating.
I don't know how I feel about this anymore. I want it to end, but I'm watching him just burn alive.
But if you'd like to be a part of the Nerdom in the conversation, please email us at enterthenerdom@gmail.com.
Who wants to be a part of that?
And send us anything nerdy, interests, ideas, questions, etc. And we'll maybe talk about it on the show.
Now you're yelling at them.
Sorry, I'm a little flustered.
There's someone driving right now. Calm down.
All right, that's enough. Get out of here, but stay nerdy or else.
Oh my, that can't be your end.
No,